Please be seated. Good afternoon and welcome to Huron's Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences graduation celebration. We would like to acknowledge the history of the traditional territory in which Huron operates. We would also like to respect the long-standing relationships of the local First Nations groups of this land in place in southwestern Ontario. The three First Nations communities closest in proximity to us here at Huron are Chippewa of the Thames First Nation, part of the Anishinaabe, the Oneida Nation of the Thames, part of the Haudenosaunee, and the Munsee Delaware Nation, part of the Lenni Lenape.
Thank you, Dr. Reed. I'm Barry Craig, President and Vice Chancellor of Huron University, and I want to welcome everyone here today. Huron is 161 years old, one of the dozen or so institutions in Canada that predate even Confederation, and this is by far the largest graduating class in our history. So, absolutely. This is also a class that began its time at Huron in the shadow of COVID. And as I remarked at the graduation banquet a couple of months ago, despite losing on-campus time, I saw in you, this group of graduates, an amazing capacity to bond and build friendships, unlike any I'd seen in my career in higher education. And so I also want to extend my congratulations to all of you for all that you've overcome, but also this academic accomplishment today. Unbelievable number of hours of hard work in class and volunteering and doing things outside of class together as well. All of it is a testament to you, and I offer you a tribute. Mentioned everybody just on the practical level. We are conscious of time. We know many of you will be going across the street to a ceremony at the location of our wayward stepchild, Western. We will have everybody done and the ceremony accomplished in time for you to be over there, so you don't need to start looking at your watch anxiously. We will have things wrapped up. I want to introduce members of our platform party to you today, so you see who they are. My far right at the end is Mr. Carl Labano. Carl's president of the HUCSC, the Student Council. And beside him, Dr. Dan Smith, who is Dean of the Faculty of Theology. And then Ms. Anita George, who will be a recipient of an honor in just a few minutes' time. Dr. Jeff Reed, who we've met, our Provost and Dean of the Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, and Chelsea Smith, who is President of the Alumni Association. I also want to thank Jennifer Morocco, who's going to help us today and be assisting with awards. I want to thank Bill Lupton, who's over there, and Bill is playing the piano for us today, as he does in the past and does in such a splendid way. Finally, I want to recognize our faculty, many of which wanted to be here today to be with you and have walked along the journey since you arrived at Huron. I'm going to invite our faculty members to stand up so they can be recognized by you. So today we begin, as we do traditionally, by the awarding of an honorary degree. And it's a great pleasure today to be able to award the degree Doctor Divinity Honoris Causa to Anita Marangoli George. And I'm going to ask Anita if she could stand, and I'm going to read the citation, which is always gloriously awkward, Anita, as you have to stand and face me while I say wonderful things about you. Anita Marangoli George is a business leader with both vision and heart. I'll tell you a little bit about her remarkable accomplishments first, and then I'll tell you specifically why we're honoring her today here at Huron. Anita began her career as a young professional at the World Bank Group based in Washington, and worked on infrastructure in Latin America, Eastern, Central Europe, Middle East, Africa, and Asia, then worked in private industry, supporting projects in the energy and telecom sectors. She played key roles in the International Finance Corporation with many firsts in infrastructure, natural resources, and in disruptive technologies. She has extensive experience, as you will learn, in renewable energy, having financed India's first and the International Financial Corp's first megawatt of commercial solar energy. She was the Senior Director for Energy for the World Bank and mobilized billions of dollars of investment into clean energy and the electrification of transport. At the World Bank Group, she played a governance role as a board member in India's first microfinance institution and waste and water solutions for that vast country. In 2016, Anita established the Caisse de dépôt et placement du Québec, its office in India, and became vice president and head of emerging markets at Caisse. Now, the Caisse, for those of you who don't know, is the second largest pension fund in Canada, based in Quebec, and manages just under $500 billion in assets. Her final post at the Caisse was Executive Vice President, Deputy Head, Global, covering all geographies outside of Canada. She assisted in building partnerships and investments in, again, renewable energy, telecom, tech investments, has made over $12 billion in investments in those sectors. Accelerating solutions to address climate and societal challenges with investments is her life goal. Recently, she's co-founder of a sustainable growth equity fund. She's been an investor backing early trends with winning partners. It's not enough simply to have a good idea. It has to be successful. It has to make social sense and business sense. And she established a distinguished track record in making these kinds of sustainable investments across the globe. She's currently an independent director on the board of Tata Sons, First Solar US, and the Indo-Canadian Business Chambers. She serves on the governing board of the Kotak School of Sustainability at the Indian Institute of Technology and United World College, Pearson College, here in Canada. She's also passionately committed to the empowerment of women and girls. She's actively engaged in mentoring women and girls and serves on nonprofit board of the Self-Employed Women's Association for the Livelihood and Resilience Fund in India. She's also on the advisory board of Talentnomics, a not-for-profit company focused on empowerment of women, the Advisory Council for Women in Private Equity, and the India Energy Transition Center at Berkeley University. Last year, in November, she was recognized by Concordia University of Canada with an honorary degree. Now, those are just some of the accomplishments of Anita George. Those are the things you can find on Google. If she was just a business superstar, we'd certainly admire her, but might not be here today to honor her in this way. Two things set Anita apart in my mind. First, she's always kept her eye on the prize, making the world a better place. Every step of her journey to the very top of the corporate world has involved business success, but success married with social and environmental impact. It's never simply been about the bottom line for Anita. Whether bringing renewable energy to the developing world or opening the doors for women in the world of finance, she has been a lifelong mission to use the gifts and the opportunities she's been given to make things better for others. She's a model of what it means to be a leader with heart. Secondly, Anita's being honored here today because I've come to know that what she says in words, she lives in deeds. I first knew her by reputation and heard her speak as an audience member at events in India, and then I got to know her personally. An important test for me when meeting people who are involved in changing the world at such a high level is whether they're kind to other human beings, whether their concern for others is merely abstract, or whether they actually care about others. Anita is simply one of the nicest people you'll ever meet. She models what she preaches in her own behavior. She's risen to the top in her various endeavors because people trust her, and they see in her integrity, honesty, and decency. When we select people to receive honorary degrees here at Huron, it's always with an eye to putting in front of our community role models. We want to be both challenged by the people we honor, but we also want to be encouraged in our own pursuit of social change by seeing others who have led the way and led the way with a good heart. Anita George is one such person. It's both a professional honor and a personal highlight for me today to award Anita George with the degree Doctor of Divinity honoris causa. Dr. Reed? Such is Dr. Reed's enthusiasm for Dr. George that he jumped the gun and gave you the hood, but now I will admit you to the degree. Anita Marangoli George, by virtue of the authority vested in me as Vice Chancellor of Huron University College, I admit you to the degree Doctor of Divinity honoris causa. Congratulations, Anita. Now I'm going to invite Dr. George to sign the Golden Book. If you ever have a chance to look at this and flip through it, you'll see 100 years of famous people, notable people with amazing accomplishments who have signed this book, and now we add Anita George's signature to it. Anita, please. Now I'm going to invite Dr. George to address this convocation.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Barry Craig. You get full marks for research. That's the best and most comprehensive bio of mine that I've heard. And I really thank you for the interest and the commitment that you've shown for the work that I have been doing. I should start actually by saying good afternoon, bonjour, and namaste to all of you here. Dr. Barry Craig, President and Vice Chancellor, Huron University, parents, families, friends, and our stars of today, the Huron University class of 2024. Congratulations to each and every one of you, and félicitations. I had the privilege of first meeting Dr. Craig, thanks to my friend Rontu Basu, who's here in the audience. And we were at a gathering of students, both existing students of Huron University and aspiring students. And what struck me most was what Dr. Craig said in his speech to all of us about Huron University being a university that actually develops leaders with heart. And this is something that I think is so essential in terms of any form of success, but most importantly, in terms of being really proud of who you are and what you do. And that's something where we have no better example than Dr. Craig himself, who stands out as a leader who practices what he teaches. Therefore, it's really, really a privilege for me to be here with Dr. Craig, with all the faculty of Huron University, with the staff and students, each and every one of you, and your families. Thank you so much for granting me this honor, and I'm most happy to be here. So I have one full disclosure fact to share with you. I'm a very boring speaker. So please relax. Catch a nap if you can. And I will do my best not to put you fully asleep. But The topic that I really want to share with you and discuss is one that should keep you on the edge of your seat. Today, we have a world full of conflict and war and divisiveness. We don't have to look far, but I can tell you not just the famous ones that we see in the news, but also many, many others in remote parts of the world where there's conflict and divisiveness. We need humanitarians who think of what they can do for others, people who can find common ground of dialogue and discourse instead of dishum dishum. This is what we, in Bollywood movies, there's always songs and there's a big fight. And this symbol of conflict is one which I think we have to really learn how to convert to contribution and collaboration. This is what I learned from my parents, not the dishum dishum part, but the giving. And they came from really humble background, but they always gave more than what they had. And it was such a life lesson to see. They did it with so much of ease and elan, never feeling bad that they were giving away the little they had. One of the most important gifts that my parents gave to my siblings and I is the gift of education. Not the sort of, learning by heart and excelling in exams type of education. We did a lot of that also, but more really being educated to be able to see and hear and feel other people, no matter what background or, background and economic background that they come from. So what I'm really proud of is that my parents back in the 70s and 80s were equally supportive of their daughters and their sons. And that's something which has always been a role model for me throughout my life. And that's why, as Dr. Barry mentioned, I spend a lot of time working with young women, particularly in the field of investment, where there are not many, but just giving them the opportunity to excel. I have with me one very important person, my brother, Dr. Thomas, and Stella, my sister, who have always given generously of their time, money, and most importantly, their unconditional love since I've been a young student just like you. And I just want to say thank you. If you look around you, dear graduates, today you have at least one person, and I hope more than one person, who gives you unconditional love, albeit maybe complicated and intense, but warm and fuzzy. So please hold on to that feeling. Make it like a blanket that you take, which empowers you to face the biggest challenges in life. And I can promise you, no generative AI in the whole world can generate that feeling of empowerment from the love and support of the people who stand by you. Not in a million algos. We humankind, amazing as we are, educated as we are, we also end up being pretty stupid. Who sets their own house on fire? The animals don't. Trees and flowers actually do the opposite, yet we destroy, not just each other, but also our planet. Well, our planet has decided not to stay silent anymore, but retaliate with floods, fires, and unbearable heat. I'm feeling a little bit of it now. Of an unprecedented ferocity and frequency. We have forest fires here in snow-clad Canada. We have intense searing heat in New Delhi, where I just came from. We are very fortunate, though, to be here in Canada, where we can still learn from the First Nations, the indigenous people of this land, who teach us to live in harmony with the earth and to give back more than what we take. And please take this as a life lesson that you embrace, because it can only do good for you, for the world, and for the community. Graduates of Huron University, you truly come well-equipped to address climate change. And I'm hoping that I can inspire at least a handful of you to dedicate your lives to working on climate change. And the good news is that you can do this in any walk of life, whether you're a business person, whether you're an artist, whether you're a ballet dancer, you can bring in sustainability into that profession. Remember, godliness and greenliness do not rhyme by coincidence. They really go hand in hand. Each of us can make a difference. Today, on average, the per capita carbon emission equivalent per person per year is 7 tons. To keep the Earth at the temperature that it needs to be, each of us around the globe need to be emitting not more than 0.7 tons of carbon equivalent. If we don't, if we ignore it, if we continue on this path, all hell, which has already broken loose, will continue to break loose further. Commit to follow a zero-waste lifestyle. Simple habits, no single-use plastic, recycle, reduce, and reuse. These are all things that can be done in your everyday life, and if you're interested, I have a stack of reading material which can give you tips on how to do this easily. There are many examples also, real-life examples, so this isn't just stuff in books, where people have come together in the most adverse of times to help each other. In my home state of Kerala, in southern India, during the most devastating floods in 2018, which yet another example of a climate event, Muslims, Hindus, and Christians came together to help their neighbors. Lives and livelihoods were saved by several acts of kindness and love. And we saw this in real life. Of course, one needs supportive government action, and that there are a million things you think should happen to make things different. However, during adversity, the strongest bond is really that of community. Be a part of your community, however small, make it yours and contribute to it. You already have here at Huron University a beautiful community, and I would say each of you after today becomes eligible to join that community and to contribute actively in deeds, words, whichever way you can. When things look grim, and my heart goes out to all of you who had to suffer through COVID, through high school, through the first years of college, but I also feel that always makes us stronger. And when things are grim, I remind myself just to be grateful. Okay, we miss 2 years of school, but we got 2 years to experience each other and build that bond. It's hard to practice, especially when things go wrong, but I will say that it's truly, truly transformative. I'm grateful always for family and friends who've stood by me, and despite that brilliant, glowing bio that Dr. Craig gave, there were many moments when things didn't go as they should. And those are the times when that community, that family, those irritating parents can really stand by you. And for that, I'm really grateful. Gratitude and generosity go hand in hand, because when you are grateful, you feel lucky, and you can then do the best at whatever you do. I dedicate this honor of receiving an honorary doctorate from Huron University, which is something huge for me, to the love of my life, my soulmate, Mahesh Babu, who's sitting there behind a phone camera, and our son Uday, who makes the time, took 3 flights to get from San Francisco here just to cheer his mother on. So, and especially and my darling daughter, who could not be here because she couldn't get her visa in time, but she works very hard in public health and climate change to make the world a better place. All of you inspire me to be better, and I'm still a work in progress, so I need you all. Thank you. I really want to thank all the families and friends of our graduates today, because throughout this journey, you've been with them, you've supported them. A big thank you to each and every one of you. And dear graduates, you have worked very hard to reach this very important milestone of graduating from the wonderful Huron University. The fact that you chose Huron itself says a lot about who you are. Please don't lose that. Keep that close to your heart, and in whatever line of business or art or social work that you do, keep that part of your education front and center. Today's world, actually, we need 1 million more Huron graduates just to tilt the balance towards humanity. Congratulations and felicitations. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. George, for that. It's easy to make a speech of sort of anodyne platitudes, but you've talked about important things today to our graduates. It's a great sign of respect that you come and challenge us to take up the important work that you've led the way on. Thank you so much. We'll move on now in our ceremony to the awards for students and faculty. And if your name is called, please come up on the stage to be recognized and receive your award. And I'm going to ask Jennifer Flynn-Clark and Sharon McKillop to join me on stage. The Sharon McKillop Residence and Student Life Award is presented annually to Huron students for outstanding contributions to residence life and exemplifying responsible leadership. This award is made possible to the generosity of Sharon McKillop. Thank you, Sharon. This year's recipients are Robert Daniel Bowman and Marianne Singh. Robbie and Marianne. I now invite Dr. Reed to come to the microphone and present the next two awards.
Thank you, Dr. Craig. Each year, Huron presents the Caleb J. Hayhoe Jr. Award for gold medal students for proficiency in the honors program, either in the four-year Bachelor of Arts or the Bachelor of Management and Organizational Studies, to the graduating student with the highest average. This year's medal goes to Tess Marion Blake, who is a graduate of our Bachelor of Arts four-year honors program with an honors specialization in psychology. Tess is also our gonfalon bearer for both of today's ceremonies. Each year, Huron also presents the Caleb J. Hayhoe Jr. Award for gold medal students for proficiency in the four-year program to the graduating student with the highest average. This year's medal goes to Lauren Alexandra Stoyles. Lauren is graduating with a major in history.
The David H.M. Stewart Award was established by Mrs. Gail Lockyer in honor of her father to recognize the highest academic excellence and extracurricular engagement in a member of the Huron graduating class. It's with great pleasure that I award this year's David H.M. Stewart Memorial Award to Haley Nicole Budgell. Please come forward, Haley. Lastly, it's my pleasure to present the Neil S. Abbott Memorial Award, established in memory of the late Neil S. Abbott, a Huron graduate from the class of 1987, and it was my privilege to know Neil personally. This award is presented each year to a graduating Huron student who has completed an honors program in the Faculty of Arts and Social Science. The award is selected based on academic achievements, demonstrated leadership at Huron, Western, and the wider community, and students' contribution in serving as a mentor to classmates and peers. This year's recipient of the Neil S. Abbott Award, I would ask to come forward, Aryan Lakanpol. Each year, Huron Student Council selects a faculty member to receive its award for outstanding teaching. And I'm going to ask Carl if you could come over and assist me in presenting this year's award. This year, the HUCSC Outstanding Teaching Award recipient is Dr. Bill Irwin. Bill, please. Now, we're also going to be presenting Dr. Irwin with another award. Occasionally, it occurs that a faculty member has had a long career in the institution and comes to a point of retirement, and universities will honor long-serving faculty members with the award Professor Emeritus. Emeritus is a Latin word which means really old. No, sorry. Bill and I are the same age, so I can say this. Dr. Irwin, please stand up, and I would like to recognize you, the award, Professor Emeritus. Thank you. I'd now like to invite Chelsea Smith, President of the Huron Alumni Association, to welcome our graduates to the Huron Alumni Association.
Hello, everyone. My name is Chelsea Smith. I am a graduate from the class of 2011, and I am the president of Huron's Alumni Association. It is my honor today to extend a warm welcome to each and every one of you as you transition from student to alumni. During your time at Huron, you were part of this vibrant community that nurtured your growth and inspired you to dream big. And as you become alumni, I would like you to stay connected within the Huron community. The Alumni Network is more than just a directory. It's a resource that you can tap into for mentorship, networking, and support as you navigate the challenges and opportunities that lie ahead. So as you celebrate this momentous occasion with your loved ones, take pride in your journey so far and embrace what lies ahead. And so with that, congratulations, class of 2024, and welcome to the Alumni Network. Thank you.
Thank you, Chelsea. And I might point out Chelsea is an outstanding lawyer here in London and has practiced what she just spoke of. She's been a mentor to many of our students. As soon as she graduated, began that work and continues. And we invite all of you to be able to do that for those that are going to follow after you. Now, we come to the time that you've all been waiting, the recognition of our graduates. And I'm going to ask the graduating class to please stand so that we can recognize you, please. You can be seated. So now Dr. Reid will begin calling names in just a moment, our graduates. We're going to invite you to cross the stage, and I'm going to be presenting you with the Huron Alumni Pin. And it's very similar to the pin that I gave to you at the beginning of your career here at Huron. And this one now indicates you that are an alumnus of Huron. And so, Dr. Reid, I invite you to come forward, and this is a great opportunity for any parents who wish to take pictures. And there will be a time afterwards as well to get more photos still. Dr. Reid.
So just before we begin, I'll say it's inevitable that at some point I will mispronounce names, so I apologize for that in advance. Ethan John Coleman, Ana Luisa Miranda Guimares. Caitlin Allen. Mai Amit. Ethan Ray Axler. Omolewa Ayomokun Babalola. Hannah Baksh. Alia Salita Berry. Tess Marion Blake. Faith Katrina Bradshaw Brown. Olivia Mary Branch. Haley Nicole Budgell. Morgan Heather Clark Cropper. Naomi Lynn Collings. Emma Mackenzie Crane. Nicholas John Osborne Davis. Julia Duquette. Yun Shun Feng. Lily Jocelyn Short Farragher. Andre Eric Paul Grenier. Kate Grunewegen. Sarah Philomena Bradfield Handler. Catherine Lucille Hull. Abigail Melindy Jenkins. Elliot Thomas Ketchen. Matson Matandinko Kitamisi. Nina NCM Kwan. Aryan Lakin Paul. Alistair Longhorn. Okay. Christian Del Giudice. Jade Carolyn Lowry. Gabriella Sophia McIntosh. Shalisa Manji. Hannah Erin McPherson. Adele Cecile Menzies. Zaria Dara Afia Nikki. Harry Elliott Schofel. Hannah Lee Shakel. Sahil Shazad. Madeline Gray LaFleur Skinner. Ethan Small. Dahlia Haley Solnick. Jenna Somani. Dia Deepak Soni. Alexandra Lauren Spalding Stenhouse. Kyoko Christine Hashimoto Telfer. John Arthur Alexander Mustard Thompson. Ethan Kyle Wattell. Uzara Nandita Ahmad. Pajun Bajaj. Emma Page Baldwin. Luke Joseph Barnett Wright. Robert Daniel Bowman. Christian Alejandro Camus. Abigail Mary Antoinette Copeland. Faiz Damji. Montana Dani. Abel Jack James. Kyle Blair Jickling. Mackenzie Alicia Kinsman. Wee T. Ko. Joshua Logan Leader. Bilal Humza Mahmood. Reese Andrew Malish. Kyle Mitchell Matthews. Jonathan Heath McCartney. Abby Noble McKay. Zed Mohammed. Shivansh Mohan. Felicia Jacqueline Natali. Jack Alexander Pedlow. Isaiah Raphael Evan Pemberton. Sazil Salim Ramani. Siavash Sadegi. Divij Tomar. Joshua Ryan Vacek. Alicia Anna Watson. Tianyu Wang. Yifan Wang. Sadie Lynn Beeman. Sydney Stephanie Cabral Pollock. Jiru Kai. Robert Thor Coote. Jesse Tate Delzell, sorry. Emmett Dalzilio. Rizet Aral Demercilie. Sorry. Willa Heward Easton. Quinlan Rose Ellis. Megan Olivia Faubert. Ben Hayden Garfinkel. Belal Gadar. Grant McMillan Ginther. Arushi Holkar. Megan Elise Johnstone. Claire Mary Kelly. Beck Lund. Lauren Mary Male. Male. Corey Alexander Milani. Jillian Evelyn Martin Morris. Sam Jefferson Neal. Michael Thomas Orlando. Anthony Penino. Benjamin Allen Redrup. Invita Seth. Gabrielle Shin Shoemaker. Marianne Singh. Jack Duncan Stewart. Elijah Marco Stone. Lauren Alexandra Stoyles. Gavin Lang Taylor. Mishari Saud Saba. Morgan Tetzlaff. Navidya Vijay. Lauren Chan Burns. Alyssa Darvashali. Jack Michael McGlynn Evans. Zui Fan. Georgia May Greenwood. Ella Anna Hansen. Harold Thomas Hill. Charles Hamilton Latimer. Daniel Harold Lax. Maria Celeste Montero. Rebecca Nicole Marsh. Gus Jacob Jan Notabum. Joshua Osborne. Christian Daniel Ouellette. Jarek Palma. Okay. Jacob Chukwuemeka Okwankwo Payne. Thank you. Thank you. Rowan Rockley. Rohan Sharma. Bradley Stevens Sleggers. Matthew Daniel Starowitz. Lauren Elizabeth Thorstenson. Matthew David Vanka. Kataki Bal. Anwar Isa Mane. Jesse James Keels. Tremaine Daniel Kendrick. Gavin Ryan Kerr. Ryan John Pupi. Yasser Ridwan. Get this mess out of your way.
I shared with some parents who are watching in the Medline Commons that when I graduated from university 43 years ago in Halifax, Nova Scotia, my mom and dad traveled down from Woodstock, New Brunswick, which was the second furthest they'd ever gone in their life. That neither mom nor dad made it past grade 6. Nobody on either side of our family had ever gone to high school, let alone to university. And as I stand here today as president of Huron University and see what all of you have accomplished, I am also so mindful about all of the sacrifices that family members and friends and others have done to bring you to this point. I'm going to invite the graduates, if you could, to stand and pay tribute to those who have been here to support you. And now for the bad news. My son is 34 and just contacted me the other day looking for money. So parents, it doesn't end, okay? I want to thank everybody who made today's ceremony so special. I want to thank all of our staff and our student volunteers. They've been working for weeks to make today successful with this enormous turnout we had today. I know it was stressful and difficult for many. And I just want to thank everybody. I want to thank, yes, thank you. So Jen Morocco, our registrar, and Bill Lupner, piano player, our events team, the comms team, the IT, the PA shop, housekeeping and maintenance who don't always get the recognition they ought to receive, and our catering team, and Sheila Marcoux and Ann Turvey over there. We're coming to the end of our ceremony, and I'm going to ask, if I could, the audience to remain in your place while the academic procession leaves the room. I don't know what the weather's doing outside, But if it's not raining, I'm going to ask you all to gather around the turning circle, around the Eagle Tree of Peace. Broden goes up on the roof of the building, and at great risk to life and limb, he will take a picture of all of us together. If it's raining, there's a plan B. It's good? Oh, great, fantastic, good. Yes. I would like to thank our honorary degree recipient, Anita George, for arranging good weather this afternoon. Thank you, Anita. And now, as I say, we've wrapped things up and lots of time for you to get where you should. So graduates, I'll see you outside in the turning circle in a minute. Parents, happy to get pictures and speak to all of you as well. Bill, strike up the band.